after some open space, everybody's aware of the fire door. I don't have to go through all that again, do I? I think everybody's aware. People at home can't go on that anyway.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. You see, apologies for absence. Have we any relatives? Anybody else? No. Decorations of interest. Anybody got any decorations of interest? No, it's get pretty quick. To adjourn the meeting for the members of the public, there's no members of the public here, so we bypass that one. Receive and agree the minutes of the last meeting on the 25th of September. You all read them, and somebody like to propose a section?
I wasn't actually at the meeting, so I.
I'll propose it. Second, David. Yeah. All in favour? John,
I can't remember if I was there.
you're happy to approve them? All those in the favour of agree the minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Report on outstanding actions that got included on the agenda. Have you got anything, Glenn?
Just about the shambles drains. We received a quote to complete works on the drains, but since then, Nicola has found out that Anglian Water is actually responsible for this area. Any problems, we can report to them. And Annie's garden is now complete at the moment.
Yeah, right. That's good on the drains, really, in a way, isn't it?
What we was going to do is going to be passed over to England Water to be done.
Yeah.
So if they block up again, we get onto them to get them, get some. In a way, that's good news, isn't it?
What's this money is
Yeah. Right. Anything else at all? She can consider.
Oh, the Christmas.
Oh,
tree.
yeah, the Christmas trees are
Oh.
probably there.
One of the Christmas trees is snapped on the front of the museum.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
So in order to repair it, we need to hire a cherry picker. We need to hire Dan because he's got a license to use it. So I don't know if it's possible to, well, we're gonna have to buy a new tree to put up there.
This is the biggest one.
One on the left-hand side is not the biggest one, though.
You'll be able to repair it effectively, or you
It's
just replace it.
right.
Yeah, you have to replace it, yeah.
Are we happy just to have 2 trees instead of 3 this year?
I think there's all we haven't got really much of it.
And we've got all turns of doing the job. Right?
Well, we've already paid out the money to buy the first lot.
Yeah. Appreciate that's already been
Was it
done,
the
but
wind
obviously this is early.
Yeah, it must have been, yeah.
This is after the fact. You need to, if you're going to have trees up, it's going to look a bit odd if there's 2, not 3.
Yes, we already purchased everything, haven't we? We've
Yeah.
done it once
Yeah.
already. Yeah.
Yeah, Dan put them up when we had the cherry picker last week.
That's expensive. Sure.
Well, I think the cost of it doesn't warrant doing it himself personally, but yeah, if anybody's got any.
What would the cost be?
I think we worked out £150 for the cherry
Yeah.
picker. Then we've got to pay for Dan's time. Do it, whether we can fit this in.
That'd be the
Buy
biggest
another
thing.
tree.
So are you going to be a Christmas tree town this year?
No, we've still got 2 up.
It's a quite a large town for 2, isn't it?
Just on the town hall, we've got the one at the assembly rooms.
Yeah.
You just, I suppose, could you just still use the lights? The lights on.
It's
Nothing
gonna
to
be-
put the lights on, is there?
No.
It's just a little
Wall,
bracket.
got the bracket in the wall,
Yeah,
so.
so that's say up.
I mean, it's Christmas. I think we've got to think about actually replacing it, haven't we? It's supposed to be there every year. It's a traditional 3 trees display. It's broke this problem, but I think we should replace it.
Scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
about level.
Yeah,
So do you know, was it Bolton tree or the scale?
I think it was, it was on the actual or the stem of the tree, basically, and just snapped in half, and half the trunk was left in the bracket.
I mean, I
Yeah.
just chopped one up one and they're like iron.
I mean,
so
the thing is, in previous years, we've had lighter trees. This year, we went for something more substantial and heavier. And first one pulled out the bracket out of the wall. go back up there and repair that. So that's absolutely fine. Obviously, it's so top heavy with the wing,
Yeah.
that just snapped it basically.
So roughly, it would be probably a couple £100 roughly.
So like three.
Yeah,
We've got
three
three.
that sort of area.
Which is a kitty.
So it's over to you to make a decision what you want. And obviously, I don't suppose you would get that done in time to switch on there, would you? Anyway,
It would all depend on.
availability, yeah.
If the cherry picker was
Yeah,
free,
cherry
and if we
picker
could
was
get
free.
three.
But would somebody like to suggest or make a proposal?
Last year, I took Dan down to my Christmas light supplier and I spent 500 quid on some lights, and he's in the process of redoing some of the LEDs, and hopefully they'll be up shortly. And I'll chuck my bit in, so maybe we could afford to waste a little bit on Christmas. No, we do need to spend money on Christmas. Town centre, feel good factor, all that sort of thing. We're supposed to be supporting our shops.
Yeah.
We have to have an attractive Christmas town centre.
So you make that a proposal then, we go ahead and get it replaced.
Yes.
Second
Yes.
it.
There you go.
So you said that any council, sorry. No.
Where's this tree that's broken?
Out the front of the museum.
Oh, this one.
You know the three.
Over the
One come down.
Left hand side ones, if you're facing the museum, small now.
We're not talking scale of things, a lot of money, so therefore.
we've got a proposal and a seconder on the table, unless there's a counter proposal, I'll put it to the vote, those in favour of the,
We've got the money.
well, money has to come out of the church, I suppose.
Wait.
We'll get down to
So
wait.
those in favour, please show.
I'm abstaining.
Two, three, and I'm in favour. So those against, use the word, it's only John left, so
I'm not against it.
we've got abstaining, yes.
He's abstaining, you've been.
I won't comment with that, yeah.
Yeah, I do go with that, to be honest. Anything from non-councillors at all that's not on the agenda? No, I haven't had any prior notes, Leo knows. Anybody else? No, so let's bypass that one. Allotments, managers report.
At Shaldon Lane, we've got 5 plots available. We've got 7 people on the waiting list, but 6 of them are for Tumbler Hill and 1 is waiting for a specific plot on the magazine field. We have a problem at Shaldon Lane with people dumping under the tree in the car park. We took a skip, or we had a skip when we cleared the barn and we removed loads of stuff there. But I was wondering, are we able to get some signage put up to say no dumping? That area? Because I think historically people.
I just had print something out ourselves, just a hand print, well, a machine printed thing, not fully blown.
No, just a no dumping sign here.
Yeah. So yes, over to you.
I think normally allotment holders used to put things under there, which could be of use for somebody else. And it's like a kind of exchange
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's been doors, windows.
Oh.
Sorry, that's how, didn't it? People used.
Yeah, that's
With doors these days, aren't they? That's all right, isn't it?
I would propose we do it,
Do what? Sorry.
a sign,
Signs.
a sign or what you, 1 or 2 signs.
Well, we just need one in that area.
Yeah.
So,
What would it say? Sorry.
no flight, no flight.
I was just gonna say, if they're dumping, which is totally illegal anyway, yes. And how's a sign gonna scare them?
Well, just in case they think if you see a pile of rubbish there, you might want to just.
Exactly, but no, someone must start that, well, just chuck that there. Right, they're not even gonna bother to read a sign. Do we not need to look into a better measure?
Well, I did
to
email
prevent it?
everybody, all the allotment holders, and say that area was not dumping.
Yeah.
It's not done.
Is it actually allotments, things from the allotments, not people bringing stuff to dump there?
They can't get in.
Was it a combination?
I don't know. I don't know if some of the doors and that could have been used on the site.
No,
Glass.
yeah.
I just don't see the point in.
Well, at least we're trying to do something rather, it might deter rather than do nothing.
That's an alternative.
I know Bretton put up signs, but that's under their bylaw, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we act under that or ask Bretton to put up a sign?
It wouldn't be, if it's on our land, it's classed as private land, so it wouldn't be, Breton wouldn't have any sort of. No,
Suing someone, a lot of money, isn't it?
Yeah,
To deter them.
it is tomorrow.
I can't see any harm in putting a sign up, but I would propose we do put a sign up and to think, you know, if it does get any worse, we might have to reconsider
Yeah.
further action, but at the moment, let's put a sign up and see what happens.
I will agree with you on the fact we should have a sign, because should we decide to prosecute anyone for,
Yeah.
we haven't got a notice up, and you do require a notice to tell people they are stupid and don't.
Is it illegal notice though? It can be worded in a certain way, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, I'll second your proposal.
No other can propose it.
Well, yeah, the thing that you could say, obviously, if you're having to use your own vehicles or a skip or whatever to dispose of it, it could ultimately add to the cost of the plots, couldn't it?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we've had 3 allotments handed back this year or recently who won't get their deposit back. So that deposit money can go towards funding another skip.
yeah.
Yeah, we do have a skip up there every now and again, don't we, anyway? Right.
Like, we need to like have a amnesty
Mm.
skip once
Yeah,
a
that might be
year.
a good idea.
I've done it in the past, I mean.
So once a year in January, we put a skip
Yeah,
in. As soon as it's filled.
Yeah.
And that when the police collect all them guns and knives and things. We're not gonna get all them up there.
No.
Hope not.
No, you wouldn't advertise it generally.
We've jumped out of the.
Perhaps when you send out a monthly memo, or whatever you send out to the lot, I was just try and sort of encourage anyone to say, like, obviously this will incur costs which will come back to bite you. So if anyone sees anyone, could you let us know?
Yeah, I mean, if it
Help
continues.
yourselves. Help us, help
that
you.
might solve it,
Yeah.
mightn't it?
Yeah, but we could build in the budget like £200 for next year and say in this month we'll have a skip.
Yeah. But if it continues and gets out of hand, then.
We start with that and then with the annual report on, back on it, if it's made any difference at the next meeting.
I think the journalist is good idea.
So I will go from there. Okay,
Put the sign up. Good meeting.
should we vote on that, just sort of
Yeah.
be legal,
Which we just voted.
on the sign?
Fine.
Unanimous.
Offence.
We haven't got,
Last time.
and nobody else representing Scout here, is there? So Graham's not here, no. So we'll bypass that. I think the same applies to the Escape project, unless you've got a report from it. Sorry,
Finished like Tumbler Hill as well.
sorry.
And we've got a 6 on the waiting list there, but we received an email regarding excessive rats in that side.
Rats, yeah. I was going to raise that issue. Because you've got this email from Guy,
Yeah,
you suggesting bringing the ratters.
well, that's.
I think that's a better solution than poison. I've got to say, I quit poison, putting down poison, because you know, you kill a rat, but you'll kill something else
Yeah.
as well. You know, raptors pick up the carcass, or even hedgehogs will eat the same food as rats. So I know it's a bit blood sports, this ratty, but at least they're dispatched quickly.
Yeah.
Like the guy who,
Possibly no cost, so.
yeah,
Someone's willing to do it. Could we give them a permission to do it? Would that be the way to do it?
Contact them and see how we go about it.
Yeah.
yeah,
We employed Ed at
Eradicate.
Pond, didn't we?
yeah,
Yeah, he's still
And
there.
he did an extremely good job.
did a good job. Yeah, he
And
didn't use poison.
He focuses on the problem, not killing every bit of wildlife around it. But maybe we ought to look at finding some funds just to let him go and have a look,
Yeah.
see if there is a solution of any description.
That might be a good idea.
I think one of the allotment holders contacted me regarding the problem, and I did give her his email. She did contact him.
Yeah.
I don't know which way, whether, because we are the owners of the allotments, aren't we? Whether it should come out of our funds to at least look.
Well, we did the last inspection checklist, and they big ones running around.
I don't know, and I'm leaving it to you, but I know that he did a very good job at the pond. And I think it's pretty much eradicated most of it.
He did have a few complaints. I did contact him, and he hurt his back. He was late doing his check. Yeah.
What's the decision for Leanne to investigate a bit further? What can be done?
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
fish?
I think it's quite a good idea.
Options there.
The rutters, look at how they would go about it, because I mean, obviously you don't want dogs running all over the allotments. And then Ed.
He got
Yeah.
permission for the.
No, just to go and at
Yeah,
least,
I know, have a look at it and advise us.
Looking into.
Gets
you're not actually ever going to stop rats, especially on allotment. So
The big problem is chickens. There are-
Yeah.
But do you stop chickens on allotments?
I have that with my tenant.
When will the next round of the electric the tenants? Is there's a specific time? No,
Yeah, in September.
Yeah, so they account for the rents and all that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking out loud. I was just wondering whether a letter go to all tenants saying, please. No, ask him to make sure that if they've got chicken feed or whatever on their plots, that they do make sure it's in metal containers and not available to encourage rats.
Yeah.
You know, something that works to that effect.
We could start a quarterly newsletter just
Yeah.
with bits and bobs in it.
You know, if you, I think they'll help out because we can't, you know, you'd have to throw literally thousands out to really eradicate. You know, I don't think that's ever going to be feasible, is it?
There's the allotment plot's taking responsibility for it, isn't it? Really, is the
Yeah.
holders. So yeah, I think quarterly news, that's pretty good idea.
If you want to keep chickens, then you take
You mentioned the
silver
fly tipping at the same time in the same.
Rats won't get in there.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, it's regular notification, isn't it, about issues with the allotment holders.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy with that, Lee?
And they can eat, yeah, keep. That's what it's.
And then if we have to spend some money on it, we can.
But it wouldn't hurt just to have him come down and give you some advice.
Yeah.
That can't be dear, surely.
Because it could also be the way people keep other stuff on their site.
Yeah.
And they could keep their sandwiches there.
Any food stuff that's left lying about.
It's going to attract them, isn't it?
But then the crops they go after as well, don't they?
Yeah, they do. It's sweet corn, apparently.
All the little bits and pieces that your boss do to help along the way to get a better result and you have to reduce the number of rats.
Mm.
You know, might not be one whole simple solution, but a lot of different
Yeah.
smaller solutions
That's
to reduce the number, you're right.
Okay, we're doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody happy with that?
Yeah,
Sorry, Scout, we hadn't got any, and we haven't got anything from the escape us.
No.
No, so we've bypassed them, unless anybody has got anything they want to say about either of them subjects. Town centre, consider request from the museum to use brick built near Butley Cross, you know, the electric thing for advertising. I assume they want,
as in the electric box. But
yeah, the electric box on the corner, that's.
It's got, what's it got on the information? No.
No, and then it's, that was all taken off.
Are they going to leave that up as well as advertise, or are they just going to take that?
That's gone.
It's gone, it's gone.
We've got all the new stuff
You find it.
around the town, so that is gone. That's when Sue said at their meeting, why don't we ask to use it for new poster things up that we could advertise events and activities. And they're willing to do that and look after it, so I think.
Well,
that's
the
no brainer.
range can say was what they actually advertising. It's not going to be a Greg sign here because museum.
No, it's similar to when you come through the in the town hall on the left hand side. There's a notice board there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Well, that's
a point.
that's the sort of thing. Yeah, I think it's a good point.
I can't see anything wrong with it, providing it's done in a tidy sort of way, sort of thing, and
Well,
it's
they're
kept
happy to do it.
tidy. Yeah, sure they will, but
We ain't got no objections. I propose we allow them to use it.
The only point I'd make is we might want to save one place for what's come up in 48.3. Bit of the other side, wayfinding sign.
Wouldn't have
I
him.
think that's been sorted.
No, that's to move it.
We could
Is that is the market trader one who, sorry, we will finish that one first. I
Yeah.
propose that we allow them to use.
I was second that, so.
Those in
All
favour.
favour?
There you go, right.
consideration.
EV chargings,
Yeah, that's what we are there.
do they get used?
No, not will it?
Not at the moment,
Well, the ones in the square,
yeah.
this is not suitable, are they?
No, they need upgrading, which is what the
Right
quote
kind.
for.
Yeah, it's not.
Upgrade, as in EV chargers.
Yeah, something to do with the chip.
So
Somehow
don't
we
get used anyway.
Well, they can't because they're not
they don't work.
up to date at the moment. In order to bring them up to date, that's what the quote
Have
is for.
you investigated, try and get any grants for that? Because there are grants flying around for these sort of things, isn't there?
Found any, there's,
It's too few of them, isn't there, really? It's a commercial thing. We should be encouraging like some Tesco and Waitrose to be putting them in, shouldn't we? Not.
4 new ones at Clear Street.
Well, the garage on Lynn Road has the new EV charging super fast. Every garage now goes into it.
Yeah.
Tesco's have got.
Yeah.
Well, you've got to spend tons of money on something's actually.
No, we haven't, that is not even our car park anyway.
We would have to approach Breckland on that score, wouldn't we?
Didn't this come up at a previous meeting where we said maybe use those spaces as one either side of the market, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
Use
think
them for motorcycles and parking, because motorcycles at the moment are parking on pavements. So why not make them designate most?
we could only do that as a request to Breckland. We could,
You're already asking them
Yeah.
to pay for parking charging.
Another possibility, do we not approach a commercial supplier, say, there you go, there's a little site for you, just there for that electric vehicle. You pay, you fund it, you do it. And we still provide a charging point on our car park, but we're not going to pay for it.
let's check it out with Breckland because it's on, it's Breckland's, isn't
Well,
it?
let Breckland do it then.
But it's questions, we don't need.
It's not on our
It's
agenda.
not.
Maybe it's their first one.
So I could hand it back to them
Yeah,
and say, we don't want them.
Because I mean, these chip things are going to need upgrading on a fairly regular basis.
I would have thought
There's
so.
going to be a cost every time.
Money.
Yeah, but then,
Waste of.
I think, I don't think we're in a position to make a decision on it. I think it needs further investigation. Would you agree with that?
Well, we can either pay to upgrade them
Yeah.
or we could say to Breckland, we don't want them.
yes, I agree. Yeah, I suppose we. Yeah.
As you just said, it's not our car park. It's not our problem. Why is it even on our agenda?
Don't know.
We don't need to make a decision on something that is nothing to do with us, as you're pointing out, is
They're not
regular.
given to us, so we
I
need
think-
to have them back.
I think we should get the funding to have them put in.
How do they come out? Sorry, I was on the accounts.
Richard actually obtained funding
Oh, right.
in, but they're the wrong kind of chargers for public use. They're more of a home charger, like a slow overnight one.
Yeah, but 2 hours parking, that's useless, isn't it?
So it should have been there with 2 useless parking spaces,
Yeah.
2 useless chargers.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Hand it back to Britain.
yeah, yeah.
Would to get the new updated versions, would the power be enough there to that? Because you have to have a fairly high flow rate of add future, some, you electric in.
It's Brenton's car park, so there's a power supply that they'll have to sort out. I was down at Brenton at the end of
It's not got a power supply in there. There's no.
So,
I'd go
With the
back
big
to Brenton and
factory
say,
up to use the electric from those power. You know, they wanted to move him onto the main area, didn't they? Would the power be sufficient, do you think?
Is that something?
240.
No, it's not the meat ban, it's the fish ban. It's the
Oh, the
electricity
fish
ban.
fan, for instance.
Or
Jimmy's
That'd be
park
very
behind.
good, wouldn't it?
converting to an electric supply for a market stall, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
Rather than using generators. But again, it's down to Brenton.
yeah, but there are, where they are, there are already power supplies in them areas, isn't there?
Yeah.
Not where Bunnings, it's not operation, is it?
Sorry?
The one near Bunnings doesn't work.
Yeah, but that's over the other side of the road. We was told that it's going to cost about, what was it, about £6,000, wasn't it? To get power across to that.
Mm.
Give it to Bretlands and say, these charges don't work, they're on your land, they need replacing, or change it to a motorcycle parking base. Do something constructive with
Or you give them to us and we'll lease them out and earn some money out of them.
and all that.
Is that a proposal then, David?
You do.
I'll say-
I propose we ask Bretland to have a look at their car park.
I'll
Sorry.
second that proposal. Is their car park.
Goes in the back, yeah.
And they'll put 2 car parking spaces there because they're bringing in charges, aren't they?
I'm getting to where we are with all this. Yeah, was that seconded?
Yeah.
Yeah, with John.
Whichever way round.
Then yours would be a,
Same difference.
so you want to withdraw yours then?
If you like, it's making a difference.
Just leave
It's the
it.
same argument. Give them back to Bretlands. It's their car park.
Just say you withdraw it, then we can put it to the vote.
Right. Carry on. Are we voted then?
Yeah, we won't be there.
Yeah. Right. I'm sure Leanne will make it right in a minute.
Particularly, we've got to get it right for the, get it right for the minutes, isn't it? This is the one what David talked about was the request to move the wayfront sign near the Buttercross.
Yeah, it's beyond stuck building.
Is it so that the Fountain Fresh can get their lorry in?
Can I just fill?
Yeah.
Right, where that wayfinder sign is, it's just in the wrong position. So on the nasty winter days, mornings when they arrive, it's pitch black. And it is just at the point where he parks his lorry, very, very close. So rather than him damage his lorry or the sign or both, he suggested maybe we could move it a
Has he
couple of
damaged
foot.
his lorry already?
Hmm.
Has he damaged his lorry?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, just move it over, that was
So
it.
has he damaged his lorry as a result of crashing into it?
He hasn't damaged it as yet. He damaged his lorry.
As a result of hitting the wayfinder sign?
So
Has
yeah,
he?
he totally touched the sign, which because his lorry's modern and plastic,
But surely.
it broke it and it cost him 400 or 500 quid. So he's asked if we could just move it over a little bit. And it's not, I don't think it's an issue, is it? As such.
Yes.
Well, that's they've
It's going to cost money.
Oh, yeah.
done a lot of writing, but he's in basically in plain terms, as I understood it,
One
can do it.
Small black one, isn't it? That one.
It's only a matter of
One by the electric box.
Yeah, there's quite a big cost to this, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think
Just go to the cost, I think that's a relevant bit of this, isn't it? Estimate cost or whatever it was.
Does he have to have his lorry parked on
Why
the
something?
market?
I thought there was an estimated cost or
I
something.
think he just has to be careful, David. That would cost him changing.
It's a contract issue. Do we need to have lorries and vans parked on the marketplace?
We needs to unload, doesn't
Yeah, appreciate that, but do they have to be there all day?
realistic. I think the relocation route will be less expensive overall.
he? No, not
Throw not cheap, easy. If he had to apply, if we had to apply for Joe.
This is.
Well, this is.
Yeah,
Joe's
we
route,
adopted
so-
them. Then council adopted.
So
Speak to Historic England about moving the sign, and that's their response.
Oh, right.
We had many rows over the placing of them signs.
Yeah. I think that was a
Yeah,
tricky
but we
one.
all went out and agreed the sites, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah, they moved Deacon, didn't they, for us? The other side.
Yeah.
After a lot of discussion. And I believe we did ask for that one not to be quite where that was placed. Because of obvious things, but it was there. Now, if we've adopted it, can our outside team not move it?
Well,
We could do.
you need to dig up the concrete, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Ryan,
we could,
we stare at you now.
could move it, yeah.
Yes, it's not electrical, is it? It's nothing electrical. There's
No,
just a
no.
matter of shifting the posts.
I mean, I'd say on a Saturday, that sign is stuck behind the lorry and the town hall, the town council gazebo, and no one could see it anyway
Yeah.
on the busiest day of the week. So it's probably in the wrong place
So,
on a Saturday.
if we're only talking a couple of foot one way or the other, we're not talking
Oh,
maybe.
yeah, I know, yeah.
I didn't see a problem with us. If we're allowed to do it, that is.
We are allowed with Historic England and the Conservation Officer.
Didn't I read that they weren't concerned if we're only moving it a couple of foot somewhere in that long letter?
Otherwise, thought it was in a silly place anyway.
yeah, that's, they can bullet point it, maybe it's only that you locate a few feet away. Might be a good take sheet.
Because I couldn't see that if we're going to move it from there to there, how that is going to affect Historic England or anyone else. It's still the same sign, same height, same everything.
Be more simple.
Just in a more convenient place for Swaffham Town Council.
I mean,
Still
better,
need to get permission.
Sure
better to move it closer to the parking meter, so all that street furniture is in one place rather than scattered about like someone chucked them on the floor, like those sticks.
Or do we wait for the lorry to hit it
Long.
again and then all sorts of expenses and this and all the rest of it?
If the lorry hit it, they would obviously need to pay to have it reinstated, wouldn't they?
And hence going back to my
His insurance.
point that I said about sticking it on the side of the power unit box, whatever it is called, electrical cupboard. You cut it off of its stand with a grinder and mount it on the wall. And it's out of everyone's way then. But that's obviously too sensible. That's too sensible, obviously.
That's the two
Very
sided
simple
side.
solution, isn't it?
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
It's
even
got
though
two sided side though, isn't it? It's not just one sided side.
Two
It's
sides.
two
It's got
sides.
two sides.
Yeah.
You
Got blocked.
so if
Last
you're
retraction from
it's
what's
still
you can see, yeah.
if Historic England were happy with that, could we not just do that? Put it in front of there.
on the side that face.
It's got two sides.
Put the top, that's the little one that's on the slot. Which one are we talking? Can we identify which one we're talking about?
Which one are you talking about, Stuart?
Which
The slanted one?
specific sign are we talking about?
No, this is
The Marshall. No one's identified
And
it.
it's the wayfinder.
it's a short one, isn't it? Little low
It's
one.
by the electric.
It tells you a thing about the butt cross. You think. If memory
Identify
serves.
exactly which sign we're talking about.
It's the one with the electric box, then you got the Wayfarer sign, buttercross.
Between the bollards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That's the information. So,
About that high off the ground.
It's on the side, one side. So I think it's something, cut the bracket off the back of it, put it on the electric box, problems facing the car park, problem solved.
But we're not allowed to think like that, are we? No. But no, look, I understand Historic England has an input. Why do we have the sign? And it's.
Is it
on
the
show?
same? Then it's visible. It'd be more visible because you put up eye height instead of down on
Just like
the
an
deck,
A4 sheet like that on the.
2 foot.
Yeah. Is that? I'm getting confused because they're talking about a wayfinder sign. What you're talking about now, that is information sign, and that you're looking at
Yeah.
the building
That's the
and
one.
you're reading.
Is there a
That's
picture
not
of it?
wayfinder. It's a
Document.
wayfinder is a finger sign that points you in a direction.
The wayfinder's the other end, isn't it? The other side where they've got the great big.
So which sign are we talking about?
It'd be an information sign,
The
wouldn't it?
little information one.
Right. Okay.
One with the QR code
Yeah.
on it.
I don't want to keep putting things off, but we all seem in the middle of what we're talking about and what we could do about this. Is this something we need to get perhaps some photographs and get some more information about to come back?
Well, Joe's over, not this Friday, next Friday in the morning. So before then,
Have a look
I'll
at
go
it.
and have a look with you.
But
Yes.
we,
Yeah, and we'll have a look, see.
full council or something.
It's just a matter of literally moving it a couple of foot. This is all it is.
We can go from there, bit on the metal,
Or even if you just cut it off and move it over, rebury it.
it'd be less work, wouldn't it? To
It'd be easier to,
it'd be easier to mount that way, wouldn't it? And
Yeah.
it'd be out
if
for
you're going
everyone.
to do it, yeah.
I think it's the actual digging the sign up and making the repair. 2 holes you've got already.
Or which, if you move it from there to there in the ground, you can have 2 holes there and 2 holes here, so 4 holes.
Well, no, you
to repair.
could,
If you take it out the ground, you've got 2 holes to repair, and put it on the wall, there's no holes to repair, so that's 2 or 4.
yeah, but I think the general idea is that this sign is here and you're looking at it facing the Buttercross and you're.
That's the idea.
Hence why if it's there, you can't be doing that and that. I think that's their way of thinking.
Yeah.
So if we was just to move it over, cut the foot, cut 2 squares of slabs out.
I think either way, if we're going to do it, it shouldn't be that tricky to do.
Yeah.
Either way.
If you move it away from where the line of the bollards is where it's supposed to be, you've got a chance, more chance of people walking into it who's got a low profile from the side. You're gonna people getting injured on it.
After the meeting, we'll go and have a look, Leanne. Would that be okay?
That'll be fine.
Okay.
And we'll,
I'll come along.
yeah,
You come along.
bring it back to full
Yeah.
council.
Just want to join us.
I'll come with you.
Please do.
I'll come with you.
And they'll go into Greg's on the way.
They made
No,
a
I promise you that.
recommendation at full council. Open
Yeah, believe it or not.
the decision, yeah? Or do you want to go along with whatever decision they come up with? I suppose you should give them authority to go ahead on our behalf.
Because it is actually more to do with the market trader, which Leanne and I are both on. And Lindsay, actually. Yeah. So, yeah, we could just make a decision there. Would that be okay? Can we,
Well, it's up to you.
can we have delegated authority, Paul?
I think I think that's all right to do that, isn't it?
To do what?
As long as everything.
To have a look, see and see what the best solution is.
Let's leave it with the staff to come up with a solution and,
Then that's got to go through historic England anyway before anything can be done. isn't
It's consult Joe when he comes.
We don't want to take the sign away, we just want to relocate it fractionally
Somewhere
to
safe.
make it more convenient for all those involved.
well, we'll leave it like that. And if it has to come back, we could take it onto the full council, or we've got an extra market meet, haven't we, as well?
Yeah.
You could go onto that, either of them, couldn't it?
Yeah. Are you all happy with that?
That's the market. It's, you got no problem.
Thank you.
Right. Public open space and play areas. Discussion and consider installing for saplings on Orford Road.
There any left?
Is that on the play area?
That's right towards, where the orchard is, off the road.
Yeah.
Right
The old
on that
railway
main
Oh.
side.
There is a plaque up there at the moment. Well, there's a notice
The
board.
Noah's board, yeah.
Yeah. So something like that there. For what? What's it going
Is
to
this
say?
something we've had the funding for and we've got to use it for this, or is this something?
This was on the agenda about 6 months ago, and that said you'd refer in 6 months whether you
Right,
want to
okay.
or not.
So there's no grant or we'll be given or anything like that. I wasn't sure whether we can give us a grant or anything.
Plaque to commemorate the planting of the saplings. Saplings survive.
Yeah.
So we've got the money, and we're putting up Orford Road. I think
Yeah.
are we discussing?
Put a plaque up, whether we want to put a plaque up, obviously, but
Planted 300 trees, didn't we? And community came to do it,
Yeah.
and then you deferred whether to put a plaque up at that time. So most of them have been written down.
Unfortunately, died, put it one way. you've got better mechanism whether you need to have a plan for that. So,
The only problem with Orford Road is well, there was the missing, whatever it was, head off the side of that nice post we put down there.
yeah,
Will it not be one of them things that gets targeted by vandals?
well, that's the same as everything though, isn't it?
No, I'm just thinking out loud.
If most of the trees are not there anymore, then put it on the plug up.
Really.
I mean, it's not a difficult decision to make.
Is it the old orchard from
It's when we planted
25 years ago?
some new saplings in front
Ah,
of it,
right.
which then got uprooted and destroyed. So we're talking about putting a plaque up to commemorate the destroyed tree. So I think probably not.
It's a non-starter, really. Really.
Somebody make a proposal.
I think it's just, I think if anything, you'd probably be highlighting the fact that there's something left there to destroy. And that gets destroyed as well.
So,
I propose that we don't do it.
got that seconded. Anybody want to second that we don't?
I missed the proposal, sorry.
Sorry, just say again.
Don't erect a plaque to commemorate the trees that are dead.
Second.
I'll second that.
There you go.
Any counter proposals? No, all in favour.
Right, it's very sad, but they
We'll leave it to Ryan.
those few saplings that are left will survive
Yes.
unnoticed.
Discuss and consider report from King's Coronation Living History Fund. Oh yeah, Heritage.
So Phoebe got the £1,250 for the King's Coronation Living Heritage Fund. Plant tree.
Replace the 300.
These are fruit trees to enhance the orchard. So now we've got a gap where there were 300 trees. We could get between 30 and 40
Yeah.
fruit trees.
How big are these trees? We're talking
They're mature trees,
Yeah.
like
Good.
5 foot.
ones I mean, you need to have trees with good,
They'll be substantial.
substantial,
Yeah.
because otherwise they're just snap.
Try again, I say.
So we received
Ryan,
the
you want
money.
your opinion on just, what are you suggesting we do?
I think, to be honest, with the amount of work we put into the orchard recently in terms of clearing it out and making it look good, I think it would be a brilliant idea to actually have something there to pick it up basically, because it should be an area where people actually want to go. If it worked on it, it would be a good place to have. Simple as that.
Will you be scattering them around the site, or
We'd have to go up and have a look. 'Cause you might even,
just to give them?
there's got to be enough room.
Yeah.
There's no point planting it right next to another one because otherwise it's not going to
No,
grow
I
properly.
just think like if you scattered them around the site rather than made it, here's a line of trees.
No, exactly. We have
They just blend in,
We've got the
or
opportunity.
less targeted.
You've got the opportunity to extend it further, actually bring it out a bit to where the saplings were originally planted. The young ones have obviously been destroyed now.
Yeah.
You could bring it out a little bit further and just make it a larger area.
I think Graham and Phoebe have been up, haven't they?
Yeah.
Know where to put them.
Will they have posts or something or protectors around them?
Tree stakes and tubes.
Yeah, you said that we got the money for everything, didn't we?
Yeah. And it's a local nursery. That's, yeah, I was thinking.
Think it's a no-brainer. Yeah. So everybody,
Yeah, I propose. we-
everybody happy?
Yeah.
Yeah, propose that we allow the outside team
Yeah. To do.
to plant them as
That's fair.
they feel is appropriate.
Mhm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
All in favour?
Danny, you right, if you mess up.
That's all
Yeah.
made.
To receive play area inspection checks.
Yeah, well, believe it or not, since our last meeting, the play areas have actually been pretty good. There's been no more vandalism or graffiti that I've noticed. The skate, I've been spraying over explicit stuff on the skate park. There doesn't seem to be anything new added on there. The only little thing for play equipment is on the gym equipment at the rec. It's a small little bit on the feet are off the play of the equipment, but that's an easy fix. It's not going to harm anything. So it's quite short and sweet, really. It's pretty good. So
Good.
Are you happy with that?
yeah,
Yeah,
very happy.
it's all that matters.
Exactly.
Nobody else got any questions on that?
Is it because of bad weather though? I mean, I mean, very nice weather.
That's an all bit bad weather.
Some of the neighbour owners sitting, doing their own computer games.
Yeah. We'll go on to the cemetery and churchyard. Quote for the cemetery barrier.
Why are we having barriers at the centre? Security.
We've had the
Security, it's,
workshops broken into and
or, is that the store?
Yes.
We did talk
You-
about it last time.
and grave
Yeah,
flowers
brilliant.
and
Vandalism.
ornaments are being stolen.
I'm just trying to understand. I mean, King Glen, yes, it's all locked up. There's a big cemetery and there's not enough.
It's gonna be, it's
not
gonna
gonna
be,
be
yeah, you can walk through it, but you just can't drive
Yeah.
after dark.
I think, like I say, it's to prevent people stealing the tools pretty much, you know, just to make it difficult to people to go into our workshop, which isn't that secure, which we're working on to get extra security measures put in place. But like I say, just another bit of security that might help us out a little bit, just protect us a little bit more.
Yeah, there's a quote on there as well, isn't there? So, yeah.
Yeah, grievances and things.
What I read, people can get out.
Yeah, so
There is.
you'll be able to set the barrier up on a timer. So if someone was, say, stuck to the other side, that would sense them the other side and open them up if needs be, if they get shut in. But then you can also set it. So say, I think what rule that sunset
having
to
Some
sunrise.
daylight hours.
Yeah, so I think in the cemetery rules, it's like the cemetery is open from sunset, say to sunrise. And that can open as and when basically, and then you can set a time when it say it's going to be shut from this time. You know,
It will, but it's going to retain pedestrian. This is just
Yeah.
vehicle around.
Yeah, so- the idea is for wheelchair access as well. We're going to do the groundwork ourselves and actually build a path up to where the workshop is. So
Yeah.
any wheelchairs that want to get through can actually just go up and round there. That will be open up for that, like I say, pedestrians be able to go in and out any time of the day.
I
Yeah.
totally understand where they're coming from regarding theft, etc. Except for there's a £3,380 plus bill there, plus continual maintenance, because these things never work continually without repairs. Are we not opening ourselves up for an even bigger bill of continually maintaining said gates? This is the only issue I would have with it.
Well, it's not a gate, it's a barrier.
Barrier, whichever, yeah, but it needs continual maintenance. It's like the lifts here and everything else. We have to have contracts. We have to pay month on month on month for something that maybe we could look at another way round securing the workshops.
The graves as well.
It's not just the workshops, for the graves as well. That's the thing. You get
Yeah, the graves are usually by passers-by, aren't they, who wander in and
yeah, but if you're getting people going in the evening, start chucking all the stuff in the boot of the car and driving off again, you know, there's probably a lot more they're going to have just to carry.
you just have a manual barrier that isn't all singing or dancing and gets locked at night, still allowing pedestrian access, but
Stuff you
barrier
got.
down, bang.
You got
lock
to
it
have
up.
staff time to do that. You got to have a member of staff to do that.
Well, a member of staff, when they go down at night time to get rid of whatever they've been doing during the day, they park their van down there, they unload, do whatever they're going to do, they drive out, they lock the gate behind them. That's not rocket science, and that isn't half as expensive.
This, then you've got weekends as well, you've got to think of, it won't be here to unlock it. Furthermore,
What about
if
people
it's-
want to go up there in the evening?
if it's daylight hours, you're then
Yeah,
looking
I
at
know.
4 o'clock and then you've got 4 hours of daylight left to go in there. The barrier locked.
That I could say don't lock it, but I would leave it. But that's my opinion. I'm sorry.
No point in putting it there at all in that case.
It's not. Yes,
What-
it's a cemetery. Yeah. The staff, or sorry, the outside team's storage is not really relevant to the use of that piece of land. That land was bought and designed for a cemetery.
Yep.
Wasn't for storage. Yes, I think it's great that we can do dual thing, but we can't stop people who for years and years and years just gone down there when they want to see their loved ones, midnight, whatever time they want to do it.
It's not going to stop them though, potentially, because you've still got pedestrian access through the side of the barrier. So if they want to go, they can still go in there and see them. They just won't take the car in there. They can still park outside.
There's plenty of parking space. Outside.
Yeah.
They park outside, walk in,
And walk in.
Yeah.
midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, pitch black. Elderly person.
They wouldn't be.
Well, I'm-
yeah.
That would be then, though.
I'm trying to find the worst case
No,
scenario
I appreciate that.
for you to,
No, I
come up
appreciate
with a
that.
solution.
But someone parked outside there, if they were going in there for nefarious, they'd be, people would see them doing that. Whereas now they can drive in, drive up, nick stuff,
They-
drive out without being seen. If they had to park at the front
The cars
or
are
for a barrier,
view of everyone.
they wouldn't be carrying stuff out, would they?
Chucking a spanner in the works, how much would it be for wide cameras to be put up in the cemetery to cover
We
the?
had, the same person who's going to be stood, well, might be installing the barrier, came and quote for cameras, and we basically decided that the amount it would cost and the little coverage you would get of all the areas probably wouldn't be worth it. Hence why we went for the barrier, because that then just blocks that whole thing off. If you were to put, ideally, if you'd put,
But obviously, the issue is that people driving in, loading up and driving out. So if you've got a camera that covers the entrance, seeing coming in, you only need one camera, sure.
yeah, but the workshops at that end, you've got the chapel there, you've got two sheds down the bottom there that have got tools in as well.
Is there a better place to place these tools?
We've got anywhere else storage, we're short of storage space.
Something about giving someone access to something.
I'm just not over enthused with the 3,380 plus. There will be some form of maintenance contract with that. So you're talking average, well, another 1,500 quid, £2,000 a year on top. How much is our lift service? Roughly, top of your head.
Don't know. I have no idea.
Ballpark figure, anything. But this is one of them where we spend 3,800 plus, right? Yeah, lovely. But then we have to have it maintained. And there's another thing that's on the bill for the town hall, for the council taxpayer. So,
Well, we need a bit more information then, don't we, obviously? Is that something you could go back on? Find out if annual cost.
fine, yes,
Fine,
please.
do that, yeah, it's fine.
Can you do that?
It's fine.
Is the barrier?
How much?
150.
But a lot of places are doing this now for the cemetery. They're getting a lot more of this sort of thing going on, isn't there? Across the country.
100%.
Most of those cemeteries that have gates and are locked generally have walls around them to make them secure as well. Not open
Well, we
to the
have virtually, haven't we?
I to walk in there. It's only a couple of laurel bushes about that big.
It's vehicle lights.
It's not exactly secure, is it?
I don't understand the fact that just because I'm driving the car, don't mean I'm going to go and rob your thing. What it means is I could walk in there and rob it and go out the back.
You're not going to walk out there with a ride-on mower on your back, are you?
That's, you're going to walk in there and nick a few spanners and
I'll
sell
be
them.
driving it, be carrying it.
So like part of the issue is there's stuff stored in there that shouldn't really be stored in there. There should be a better place to store it.
We've ordered a vault box, or we've now received a vault
And
box.
still
for all
put
the-
Doesn't the town own somewhere where it'll be better for storing tools that own.
You've also got to appreciate as well, though, in terms of cutting grass, we need a lot of tools up there because we're going to need to get the lawnmowers out to cut the grass in the cemetery. If not, you're going to be having lawnmowers over somewhere else, having to drive to the cemetery just to get them out again to cut the grass.
No, I don't mean it. What I think is where you're storing it up there, could we not make that more secure? Because I've looked at it, it's not that.
We are. We're in the process of. We are in the process of.
Can we sort of, you come back with the extra information, please? And then we can look at it.
And also, what's this based on? I mean, you've obviously had some thefts up there, but how much has the losses been over the years? Has it worked out to, to obviate the necessity for having this gate?
This month, or this year, it's £1,500 insurance claim we had to make.
How much?
1,500.
1,500. So, and has that been sort of consistent over the years?
I don't know, obviously I've only been here.
No.
You know, it's faded over the years. The garages down the bottom were broken into quite regularly, but down the bottom, weren't they?
Yeah, I remember Kevin saying he's had chainsaws and stuff nicked out the bottom garages and lawnmowers and bits and bobs, so.
We've had 7 residents this year, possibly.
And is it reflecting on the insurance premiums? The insurers come round and lots of one say, you know, this isn't secure enough, so your premium's going
Nobody's come out.
right. So they just
When
pay
they drop it, we put a barrier there. But one of the things I think we're getting away from is the fact that it's for peace of mind of people up there. You know, we've had over the years quite a lot of petty vandalism and theft from graves and that sort of thing up there over the years, and damage, haven't we? Over the course of the time I've been on the council, there's been several, and people haven't. I know it's sort of petty things, but like flowers or flower pots or ornaments or something like that pitched off the graves. You know, I know this isn't going to stop it 100%, but at least it'd be a little bit of a deterrent in my mind.
There's still going to be pedestrian access.
Yeah.
Those sorts of things.
Yeah, it's not going to stop it 100%, but it might just be a little bit of a deterrent.
I wouldn't think so. But
No.
One final point, the barrier itself, is it the actual main part of it that lifts up and down, I assume? Is it going to be plastic or metal?
Metal.
Right.
it's got it'll have something to do if someone's under it.
Yeah.
Some are plastic.
Yeah,
So
if you're using it as deterrent, you would have to have,
still you almost.
you'd have to have a heavy duty grinder to have to cut that one.
Well, what's the decision then?
One more quickie. Are we not been looking at tarmacking that roadway?
I think that's on the.
Well, I remember a quote came up a little while ago regarding that.
I think it was on the
We put
wish.
into partnership fund and see if we can
Yes.
get it.
But we don't know about that yet. So if we defer to Ryan to give us more information in regard to
That's fine.
upkeep, etc. And how the security on the 2 buildings you use are
Buildings.
improving. Maybe Leanne could check with the insurers, would a barrier make any difference to our insurance policy? Would it be cheaper?
I would have been, with an insurance, if we'd made several insurance claims, surely the insurers would recommend actions to be taken to address the stolen items, and that have they suggested as well?
I think you want to learn about it.
But we've made claims.
Yeah, well, that's for them to come to us, isn't it? But us going to them saying we've had a lot of stuff nicked over the years. I say thank you for telling us what your premiums are.
I think we've gone through quite a lot, haven't we? I think the thing there is we're sort of really going to defer it for further information. I think that's what we're looking at. Is everybody?
Just one last point regarding resurfacing the road. If you're going to resurface the road, you want to put the barrier in before. Otherwise, you've got to then dig the road up to put the barrier in because you've got road power. So you've got to get it the right way round.
Chicken and egg. Exactly. Okay, so you have with that?
We're going to keep picking on you, Ryan.
Fine, you keep it.
Oh, like that. Right, we go on to more expense now. The £10, the gate, the £10.
We've spoken to Joe Warburton again,
Mhm.
and he is going to run a community training session where volunteers will raise and repair the £10.
Yeah.
And replace the gate.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, I keep mentioning it, but there's money in the pot at the town estate and, to
Yeah,
apply.
it's part of the seeker funding.
Yeah.
It's the has type funding.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, no, that's the town estate is a different,
Yeah, because we were going to put in a claim for that, but
Yeah.
then Joe said.
Yeah.
they could do-
if they can do it out of that's different.
yeah, they train people.
But there is money available for town improvements, and I think it's something like about 15,000 or something like that in that pot, sitting there.
Money bags. We'll have some of that. Why I want some batteries.
Well, I keep mentioning it, but I've mentioned it several occasions.
Pavements, but they're not being really.
All you've got to do is come up with a costed proposal.
Told it was in the schedule that the Breckland were going to come and jet wash the pavements in town.
That part is nothing to do with Breckland.
Apparently it is, but
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. No, it's nothing.
that's what the town clerk said.
Yeah, Breckland's.
Breckland would have to agree, but I can't see if we've got to do as part of their work for them. I don't think they've turned around and say no.
The question is, when are they going to do what they're supposed to do?
But anyway, that's another question. Right, town plan is being looked at. Beach and Wells finger post, we've looked at this before. I forget what the outcome was.
We spoke to our highways engineer because we did ask if we could replace the sign. And he sort of said, yes, but they would need to agree the end result. And then at the last meeting, he said, leave it with him. He's going to see if he can find funding for Norfolk County Council to replace the finger post sign.
So that's ongoing then.
Yeah, so he's here next week, so we should get an update on that.
Box Lane Kissing Gate. This is something, it's not our land, it's not our responsibility for this. It's a county council highways thing, so I don't think we're I know it's a request from a resident, but I think it's the ball's in county council highways court.
But in the meeting papers is Norfolk County Council's response that they won't do anything if there's problems with vehicles, then that's an enforcement issue for the police.
I think the ball's in that court. I don't think we can do it, but maybe I just think different.
Something I should have brought, and I noticed it in the last meeting's notice. It was called Boxers Lane, not Boxes.
I think it's Boxes Lane.
Boxes Lane.
I wouldn't like swear to it.
Yeah, it's called Boxes.
Any comment on that at all? I think that we've tried and it's not out of our remit, really. I think that's what we can say, isn't it, really? Unless anybody's got any different opinion.
Yep.
No. Move on then. To discuss and consider Paul King Buckley Cross survey and funding requirement. I can't go over to you.
Details from Paul King about the structural engineer. He's given prices for how much assessment will cost, which could be covered with funding.
Yeah.
So he suggested putting in an application for £5,000, which would include the initial fees for the assessment with some contingency. That would cost the town council contribution of 1,250.
As I sit on the board, as I've said before, the house or whatever they call it there, board, I should sort of just declare a sort of slight interest in that. I'm not that there's any real crossover, is there?
Also, I think we need to open up to see whether there's vehicle vibrations which is causing damage.
I think it is because the what circles the post is wood, and I think it's just the nature has took its time and part of the rotting up from the bottom, isn't it? And and I think the time has taken its toll on a lot of them. Surprised me that all of them don't really need doing, but I think it's only one or two, isn't it?
Don't think we should really take any risk with it because it's going to be true.
Well, there's two. Yeah. If they get involved, it'll be done to the charity standards. It won't be bodged. No, it won't be bodged.
Won't be bodged.
It won't be bodged. Put it that way.
£5,000, I shouldn't think so.
Well, it's we're applying for funding to do this.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
We've got to agree the, what is it, third or something we have to pay, isn't it?
yeah.
Fell down with the bits in from Alan.
I think
The
we've got,
third of the costs we, as a town, we
It's,
pay that. All the shops have had to pay, they pay a third towards the cost of whatever's done to them. It's, that's what the programme.
we've got a responsibility to maintain it, because it's the main feature of the town.
No, I think if we can get it done for 1,250 quid, I think that's quite cheap, really.
It's just.
if we're already voted, a while ago when I was in your seat, that we voted to have the Heritage Fund money every year, 6 months, whatever it was. I forget the actual title of it. It was for Joe's thing to do the shops and everything else.
No, that was for events, wasn't it?
No, that, he's right in that
But
sense.
we are still paying, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
16,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Partnerships.
yeah. So surely the,
Conservation.
But the thing is that all these programs and anybody that applies for this funding has to pay a third of the money. All the shops that have been done so far have had to, like this February, had to pay a third towards that. So they've been done. All of the shops that have been coming along, you have to pay a third. That is the criteria for it. So you would be taken as any other applicant.
Oh, this is not a shop. This is the actual purpose of heritage, etc. It's part of Swatham's heritage. Therefore,
But
they should
the,
grant fund it for us.
the scheme,
Never say problem.
the scheme is the scheme, and that is.
Well, then the scheme needs to be.
If you want to go for funding for somewhere else, you might get it from somewhere else, but under this scheme, that is the system, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's,
That Joe said that we'll get it under the partnership scheme.
well, it's got to go to the board to agree it, but I might vote for it.
Yeah, the church was part of it, wasn't it? Obviously, it's the church
The Methodist.
over the road.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So they're not-
don't think they would vote. I think they would go ahead with it. I don't think they disagree with it.
Sorry, we're already paying Joe's wages out of that money that comes every so many months. Yes, 1,000, 15, whatever it is every year. Anyway, right, because he directly benefits from that.
No,
So I think
I think you're
personally,
twisted.
the job needs to be done.
But there you go.
I think it's down to Heritage to do it.
No, because the Butler Cross is the town council's ownership and the town council responsibility for the maintenance of it.
I mean, it's the same position. If you go up, you will rail about the condition of the school. It's the person who owns it is responsible. We own the Buttercross. We're responsible for it. We show a good example by doing it, don't we? We say we get on with it when our building's falling down.
It's got to be done, so
I think
if there's any structural problems, they need to be identified sooner rather
Yeah,
than later.
don't want it falling down, do we? Bloody hell.
£1 is going to be repaired free of cost because there's going to be a community event. They're going to repair the churchyard wall
Yep.
as a community event.
So there may be
So-
some.
Put it another way, can we afford it?
Then we have to afford.
I think we don't do it. We could be in
That's a lot more
breach of
equipment.
the what they call it, Leanne, the upkeep of it.
Think how much it
Last week,
place.
they call it the protection of the building.
Get a plastic one, be a plastic fiberglass.
Yes. Fiberglass.
Have an igloo.
Sorry, I'm just asking the question.
Well,
1,250 quid. I'm trying not to pay 1,250 quid if we possibly could, but
But-
as Paul's pointed out, well, you can't change. Anyway, but
But when this was first routed, that this was needed doing, it was a case of until I mentioned that it could be possibly part of this funding, that we was going to be looking at paying the whole of it. So I think we're getting away with it live.
That we get it looked at. Get the funding.
Well, that is it. We can just agree or disagree.
Yeah, but can we afford it? That's the question. In this present budget, do we have 1,250 quid to spare?
You didn't ask that about the Christmas tree.
And the Christmas.
That one's 1,250.
Let's do it away with the
I'm
Christmas.
sorry, that's a totally different scenario.
No, how come?
So I'm asking the question.
I can get Helen to send confirmation that she can find it in the budget.
I
Did
think
I ask for a compromise? I don't know whether this
who's
works.
going to pay it?
Well, in a way I have, but I think that if you go to the town estate and say, look, we've got grants for X amount for this scheme, would you be willing to pay the other third? And I think they'd probably turn around and say yes, because it's a very important building in the town. It's a very important building within Norfolk. And I think perhaps the town estate might turn around and say, yes, you could have that money. I think it would be worth asking the question.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm just thinking this is just an assessment to see
Yeah,
what needs to
yeah,
be
it
done.
could be more, it could be less, but
Yeah, but I mean, if it's more, then the town council would have to pay the little bit extra. But if we can get the money from elsewhere rather than putting it on the people of the town again, why can't we do it?
is it worth trying that?
We can try that.
I think that would work.
Who do we address the application to?
Simon Fowler. Well, he's not. If you do it through Ward of Geffen, yeah.
Cost of that across. What should we get?
So do we need a vote on anything?
Greg's.
Well, if you're happy to go down that route, then we'll come back and report when we get
Well, of
when we
course.
get an answer.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Over the moon, Paul, well done.
You're right.
You keep spending town estates money, they ain't gonna have you on there anymore.
What the thing with it is, the money sits there and it's not doing anything any good to anybody if it's not being used.
Would they not turn around and say, well, have you not got funds in your budget? Swapping town council to make that. Huh? Well, I don't
The
know.
town estate will have bought things in the past. They bought seats, they bought all sorts of things over the course of the year. I can't remember exactly, but you probably might get a list if you wanted it. But over the course of the years the town estate's been going, which is probably well over 100 years, they've bought all sorts of things for the town. It's classed as town improvements, and I think getting the butt across up is town improvement. I can't think anybody could argue that point. Sorry.
It's there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, it's kind of iconic building.
It doesn't look that, but
But I've got to be careful because I shouldn't be. I've got to make two acts.
Right, come on, Paul, moving there. Come on.
Yeah,
get on
sorry.
with it. Leanne's breakfast, dinner's ready.
No,
Briggs.
and my bed.
Joy was yesterday?
What's minutes?
We'll scrub the next one. To discuss and consider future of ride-on mower. I suppose that's over to you.
Yeah, I think this was agreed at one of the budget meetings. We had a very poorly ride-on mower, and I think the budget meeting agreed that we could get rid of it for the parks.
We're just discussing the future and how long's the present one got left, in your estimation?
Well, that's got a while left, yeah. I'd like, that's a good ride on there, actually. That's good.
It's a good
Yeah,
ride
it's
on
good.
mower, so we're all right for a little while.
Yeah,
So all you're asking is permission to get rid of this one.
I think that was already discussed at
Mhm.
the budget meeting. It's just been sitting in a shed for I
So-
don't know how many years, many years.
Before I got here, I was setting him out doing it. So,
Yeah.
Everybody in agreement that it's disposed of.
We've got two ride-on buttons then.
The only one that works, old
One that works, one that doesn't.
Yeah,
No brakes.
Scrappy bad, I have it.
We'll have to pay to scrap it. We.
Put it on the auction.
So we might, you never know. Right, so we're all in agreement to get rid of it. However,
I will.
to consider requests from Costa for lighting.
Pay for their lighting on.
I assume it's within our area, they want the lighting,
that is.
within the area of the Buttercross.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed it.
Cost.
I thought it was Costa.
Not the back across one.
I thought it was Costa.
Sorry,
They got another
I,
branch.
I'm so after up with the fire alarm going, so that's my excuse anyway.
But it's public highway as well, that's right outside them, so there must be some street lighting on there. You know, we don't own all of that area,
Yeah,
we just own the bit around the wall,
we don't own the
The
road.
front
don't own the
half
road.
and Gos-
highway. And there's no lighting on there.
No,
It's not really that dark an area, is it? Yeah.
I didn't think it was.
It-
It's got shop windows and light and light.
yeah, but they.
Yeah,
talk
then
about
that sounds
first
interesting.
thing morning
Six
when
o'clock in
they-
the morning, basically.
Mm.
Setting up all the tables and first thing in the morning, that sort of thing.
Where are they proposing to have the lights?
Do they want to put up a light on the building?
No, they want us to do it.
No, they're asking for permission, aren't they?
Couldn't they put a light up?
Are they
There's a listed
asking for,
building.
I know it's a listed building, but something subtle.
well, they'd have to ask the owners consent. I don't know who actually owns that building. I think is it the county owns that?
It used to be.
Was
Norfolk
that-
County.
County used to
Yeah.
own it, didn't
Used to
they?
be
I don't know
double.
if they still own it or not, that building.
Remember as well.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Anyway, they'd have to ask permission of the owner. If they want to put it up at their cost, I don't think we would object, would we?
But
I don't think we've got any funding for it, have we?
well, I assume they was asking us to.
No.
Some form of light, you know.
It's us to provide the lighting somewhere, street furniture or something.
Oh, yeah, that-
We don't own any lamp posts and
We don't own it, so.
Something on the street,
Like
yeah,
us.
but their property people has told
they
me
can put some solar lights up on
They
there
don't-
if they got permission.
because it's a listed building.
Yeah, they just need to put an
Don't
application.
think that, really.
Well, they could.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but that's the place down the street, not on the.
Do they mean on where the car's driving?
When they're putting a shoe shop, they're saying about setting up the furniture for people to see outside in the window.
There's a line that, and the girls walking back to the theatre street, so I think they're talking about that roadway up by the charity shops.
Yeah.
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 Similar to what they've got at the church, and then the church.
Yeah.
covered by the
Got the little, like bollocks, yeah.
Power, providing power and all this sort of thing to it, haven't
Oh,
you?
no, they costs have been quite helpful, actually, but they're also referring to the walk from Theatre Street.
Yeah.
Well, don't they?
That driveway, I think they're talking about.
I don't think they're, yeah, but that's only by the way. I mean, she's.
Well, that's a comment that
Yeah.
we do need to be passing on to someone because they're right. Theatre Street is a bit.
Our highways engineer's in next week. We could,
Yes,
Yeah, I
we can
think-
pass it on to him that it does need a bit more light, wouldn't hurt.
And whose responsibility it would be to provide it if it was.
Because I'd imagine that building, the corn hall, is actually blocking any light from any street lights on the other side, isn't
Yeah.
it? So it's actually, it's in darkness, it's shading, so it's that bit immediately outside and up to the market pavement. Pavements. Nice.
So what's the, can you put it on, put in further investigation
yeah, we'll
again?
speak to highways next
Yeah.
week.
I don't think there's anything we can do. It's just the cost of it. You've got to put electrical.
But they may do that, mightn't they? They may be prepared to pay for it themselves. It would be an enhancement to that area if they could.
Yeah.
And investigate if Norfolk County do own the building. Is it Norfolk County?
I don't know who owns it.
Well, we need to know so we can point them in the
It's
right
not the building,
direction.
it's the walkway outside.
Costas
That's
must know.
what they're talking about.
Oh, yes, I do know.
Costas must know who they pay their rent to.
Well, they don't. Major conglomerate, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Up their house.
They know they lease it.
Well, anyway, that can be found out. That's not a major problem.
But then we can help them with that.
That's up to them, isn't it? Really, if we turn around and say, you know, it's up to them, they would have to do that themselves.
Favourite subject.
So we move on, yeah?
Yes.
Discuss it and consider flag raising policy and flags requirement. You all saw the list on there, I assume, of the different dates when you are allowed to fly the Union flag.
Yeah, the policy is the policy. We can't actually alter the policy.
No.
It's a nationwide one, isn't it?
it's just if we want any extra flags for other occasions. And I know some people are get a bit het up about.
Is that in the actual town we're talking?
I assume so.
Yeah.
I assume we're talking about it in town, aren't we, Leo?
Yeah.
Flags in the towns.
Well,
Yeah.
there are, there's a few things that do need supported.
We had a discussion of this in the budget, working group, didn't we? And we decided not to increase the budget, right?
Trouble is, we get comments that there's not enough D-Day flags.
We got PE Day next year, and this is a very heavily surrounded by military bases.
Yeah.
And a lot of military personnel come through here.
There is a specific day flag.
That's all the time.
Yeah. I've got I don't know how much they are.
His national flag.
There's a lot of
Buy one
comments
and
by
it's
people.
fine.
Yeah.
There's a lot of comments by people that there's no flags. You
I
know,
think there's a lot of confusion amongst people about what's a commemoration and what's a celebration. I think
Yeah.
that's the issue.
Yeah.
Remember,
I think the rules are have to make sure that you actually inform the public what the
Giving a
occasion is.
flag up doesn't mean you're having a party, does it?
It's not national policy.
But council can make their own.
No, we
decisions
can't.
on
It's
things.
not national policy.
No.
We're part of the national organisation.
So
The flags for the town that we're discussing, yes. Outside team have to put them up and take them down.
Yeah.
That was one, yeah.
How much extra work is it? Is it lots or is it a thing that you can do?
It takes a good chunk of your day out. If you've got to dedicate pretty much your whole morning up until potentially after lunchtime to get all the way up and down. If you've got to, you're up and down a ladder. That's ladder where you're not driving anywhere to get places quicker.
How many is it? 2 of you?
Two of us.
Yeah.
The two of us do it. Yeah, two of us. Got someone on the bottom of the ladder, obviously.
Well, should we just go up?
Yeah, I know. But
Right. How many do we now, how many times a year do we now change?
That's what was, the decision's got to be made, isn't it? What things do you want to have flags for? What things?
No, if we know how many we do now, how many we could add on to be without interfering with the outside teams.
there wasn't this at some
Yeah.
point.
I can't work.
Works good.
George's?
Norfolk,
They are for.
first off, we need to know how many flag poles we have
Mm.
got in town.
Yeah.
That'd be an idea,
How
wouldn't
are
it?
you gonna come?
Do that.
Oh, ooh. Make the
Remembrance is
Remembrance,
also one.
Yeah.
poles.
How many times do we put more in town?
We put more flags up for Norfolk. We don't put any flags up for St George's Day. Why don't we put any flags up for St George's Day?
Is that an official one?
Yeah, it's official.
Designate.
We do.
Must be.
do.
We do put that up for George Stanbridge.
We do St George's, Norfolk Day, Christmas. Our parts of the
Christmas.
round the town.
There you go.
Well, I paid
How
for them
many
once.
73 poles have we got?
God, now you're right.
Oh.
Quite a few. Quite a few.
Yeah, a lot.
We're looking off the.
Put them all.
Helen was supposed to have a meeting with the Royal British Legion with Chaplain on Remembrance Day about they wanted to make it a bit more an event than we had the other day. And obviously they would like to see some flags.
I would
More
think
six.
I think if you look at them all, you're talking probably about 30 flags. Wouldn't you?
Be up all year round anyway.
Sorry?
I would say if you're looking around the marketplace, you're probably talking about 30 flag poles, if not more.
Not
Anyway, so that one flag that's up all the time doesn't make a lot of difference, does it? It's always up.
Remembrance. They don't do flags anymore. The new thing is poppies on lampposts.
Yeah, they're not.
Which are another investment, I agree, but they are very,
Yeah.
very effective.
You're talking
Well, they
specific.
still do have flags, but you know, I think you've got an option, haven't you?
But that isn't for today's meeting. We don't need to discuss how many poppies on lampposts.
Into the budget for
Yes.
next year, if we want them next year, we need to know now.
Graham Edwards kind of said about having an informal meeting with the interested parties like the Royal British Legion, the Lions, etc., that I seen you everyone's interested in VE Day, get them in a room and say, this is what do we want to do? You know, everyone doing their own little bits and pieces. So if we do need some flags, we need to know how many flag poles we've got, and how many of what kind we've got. If we need to buy, a few more of this one or a few more of that one, just to make, have a good mix
And replacements.
these replacing, just so it looks like a show at the end of the day. But that's a
Also to
provision, obviously.
show inclusivity. I can only say that.
Inclusivity.
That one, yeah. Are we going to have to support gay pride? That's a bit.
The only official ones are the ones on that official list.
Yeah,
probably.
you-
The other ones are all voluntary or
yeah, no, I'm not saying.
a choice, if you like.
Yes.
Union Jack.
Yeah, I agree with official ones, but there are also voluntary ones, because Christmas is not an official one, but you included it in your earlier speech. So therefore, gay pride
No,
is now a national.
no,
thing.
it's not.
It is national, I'm sorry, but it really is.
Flags, the poppy flag.
It's not on the official list,
Union
though.
Jack and the Norfolk flag doesn't cover the whole.
It's not on the official list when you,
What day was Christmas?
we know.
You mentioned it.
Well, what I'm saying is, I think you need to look at the ones that you want to support, the ones where you want to support things, and try and get the numbers you want for them sort of things, and we'll work out a budget, and then you have to go in. I don't know if there's anything before next year's budget. We'd have to see if we can find the funds for it. If there's anything prior to next year's budget that's come out of this year's budget, we'd have to sort of see if there's any funding available. If it's after the budget, we can get it into next year's budget.
We can also look at that mystery lump of money that eventually will land in our, well, pocket,
There are the.
eventually, maybe 10 years or so, but that,
You've got choices, haven't you?
yeah, we have got choices. You're quite right. We have got the choices. We do need to explore all the different categories of flags that we would like to see in our town.
I think that's where you've got to start.
So
And I think if you want anything before for next year, to go into next year's budget, we need to know how many and what sort of the costs go, so it goes into next year's budget.
but it wouldn't need to if I'm assuming eventually we're going to get this 1 point, wherever it is, monies, which it can be used as capital. Can it use, as in purchasing things? So we could
I
actually,
think you probably twist that to capital, yeah.
Pardon?
I think you could call that capital, yeah.
Yes, and so it's a capital, so flags are a capital investment, yeah?
Should we
That's some treasure.
can do a list of what flags we've got, how many, how many flag posts we've got?
And what ones we want.
How
many times a year?
We need more flags.
We can't discuss it until we know numbers, can we? So
How many times a year is Ryan and his mate gonna have to climb up the ladder? And what cost is that?
Well, I reckon you're looking about each someone.
we're going to buy
How
a
many
skill.
times a year? How much time?
That's
A year,
what
that's
I'm
Yeah,
saying.
we discussed that. We'd say to Ryan about it.
To
didn't we? Yeah.
do it properly, I
That's the
reckon you're
biggest
looking
part
about
of the
30 flags for each type of thing.
Right?
We'll count up what we've got, how many we need.
I wouldn't be surprised now.
Yeah, we-
grand swallows.
It's a bit
Yeah.
expensive.
We have time to create a list. Yes. It hasn't got to be decided this minute. No. But there's not a lot coming up. No, we've had pretty much all of it, haven't we? Yeah. So, yeah, and then we can.
Yep.
And we haven't got to worry about the buying costs, because they can come out of the 5-year-old late monies that we're going to get. So
Provided it's agreed. Provided it's agreed.
provide disagreed.
But that's not the big cost. is
So
it?
that's another one we're awaiting for further info on.
Yes.
Sorry, there's a lot of that today.
Oh, yeah, just
But there you go. Flags, done that one. We consider proposal from museum. We've done that one, haven't we?
No.
No, this is this. Sorry, automatic doors. I see museum, you hinge up to it. The automatic doors. It said from museum to fund
So
installation. So do they mean for us to fund or?
I've had a letter from the museum. They'd like to formally ask if the town council would be happy for them to install the automatic doors. The town council will pay, but the museum will contribute the full amount to the town council.
Town council pays, but they.
They will contribute 100%.
Happy days.
Do you know,
No reason to object to that, is there? New Zealand paying for them basically.
Because it's the
There's no objection, is there?
town council's property.
Because it's our building, we will obviously do the work, but they will.
They
do,
want.
do we need, I'm quite happy for that, but do we need to get, listed building consent for that?
We've already had Andrew Gaten out, who's agreed,
Yeah.
but we will need to obviously.
I've got no objection to that. It needs to be done because they're volunteers. They sit there in cold.
Yeah. And it's also for people coming.
Subject to getting proper listed building consent.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody happy? Yeah.
We're not getting towards the end of the list.
Yeah, that's 2 or 3 things. Signage for Northwell Port, to consider proposed signage for Northwell Port.
What was that about the ducks?
Yeah.
They can't read. I've had it on good authority, they can't read signs.
Oh. Yeah, so I met with environmental health people from there's rat and duck problems at Northwell Pool. So we did a joint social media post to advise residents of the consequences of feeding
Yeah, I
ducks.
saw that, yeah.
Obviously, the leftover food attracts the rats. And Breckland have sent some examples of signs and costings and asked whether we would be happy to put these up at Northwell Pool. I have emailed Anglian Water to see whether they'd be happy to pay the 2/3, which we agree. We pay a third, they pay 2/3 for the maintenance and the pest control, but I've not heard back yet.
So is that the £60 cost? Is that roughly what?
Yeah, they advised to put 3 signs up, one on
Yeah.
each side.
Typically public health issues, isn't it?
There is,
So.
And we're talking 60 quid.
165
165, sorry, I'm looking in the
to
wrong
have the
bit.
aluminium ones, which will last.
I think it was nice, we're buying cheap because you've got to pay twice.
Only 10 years.
I think we could,
The issue
Yeah,
isn't
and
just
somewhere
the
along the
duck
line.
pond though, is it? I mean, that's where a few years ago we were referring people to feed the ducks, wasn't it? The duck pond, and like feeding them in the town centre and
Why
residential thing.
the social media post is not don't feed the ducks, it's just advising if you do feed them, this is what's happening.
There's signs there already, actually, that say, do not feed the ducks on the road. So you can throw the breadcrumbs into the pond,
Yeah,
don't scatter the crumbs on the ground.
I think it just says do not feed the ducks point blank. I don't think it says.
It's on the road.
Don't feed them bread because it's not good for them. I learn that, true.
You gotta take off.
No, so do you want to agree the £165?
I think it'd be the most sensible solution because anything cheaper and I'll get ripped down and chucked away. So
Yeah. So I'll move it that we do accept it. And
I'll say.
I think we could
There you go.
scrape that bottom of the barrel somewhere, can't we?
yeah.
Yeah. I'll propose we do then.
Yeah, I'll second it.
Seconded,
Yeah.
all in favour?
Yeah.
I will try and get money for an Anglian Water.
Sure.
Yeah.
One more thing on
Well, if they pay 60
Is
quid, that's
that,
only 120 then.
rubbish bin at the corner of Coe Close and New Spall Road. Is it still sort of rotted away at the bottom? Or is
We've replaced it.
Oh, you replaced it? Because for ages. It was awful, wasn't it? And it's overflowing.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah. That was advice from the rat man, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Get that so the rats can't get in. Yes.
Yeah, that was ages ago, replaced that, I think, yeah.
That
Right, it's done.
Yes, that's it.
Can't ball on. You didn't.
Right, we'll come to the last thing then. You'll be pleased to know. Next meeting date is 29th of January 2025.
Oh,
12:30. Thank you all very much.
Only 8 days to sober up, got to New Year. Oh,
You'll be sober by then.
you do need it sometimes, trust you. I think